What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're also going to be looking at DueDEX as well as the current coin market cap. As you guys know, yesterday we actually saw a massive pump in practically all of the cryptocurrencies, including XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. And I made it very clear in yesterday's video that I was basically moving, my stop loss up higher, taking profits where need be, and getting ready for a potential correction to the downside. As you guys can clearly see, that is exactly what happened. Yesterday we topped off pretty much at like $9,500, and then we've pretty much fallen all the way down to $8,400, currently floating out around 88. But for the most part, there is quite a bit of uncertainty right now within the market, and I did find some very interesting things that I would like to share with you guys about where the market is headed. This is way different than what I've talked about in the past couple of videos, so I definitely recommend you stick around and watch that. But as you guys know, a lot of these cryptos are starting to consolidate downwards. Same thing's happening with XRP, Ethereum, Litecoin. They're all starting to pull back. Ton of information to share with you guys. Otherwise, if you're new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Remember to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So yesterday's video, we left off with urgent. Why is XRP, Ripple, and Bitcoin exploding? How high is it going to go? Are we going to see the consolidation? Where exactly are we moving to? Clearly, this was a massive bull run, an extremely huge price explosion. We were up almost like 18% all in all with the way the market was going. And we can pretty much just calculate that specifically to give you guys a general estimate. We were up about 22%. Ultimately 22% on the market. And there is some very interesting things I would like to talk to you guys about in a second. I just want to mention again that there's only, I guess a little over a day left, 35 hours left to enter the Crypto Influencers $200 Bitcoin giveaway. I had a pretty big jump in the amount of entries that happened yesterday, so huge shout out to you guys for taking advantage of this. Like I said, this is a free giveaway for a free $200, so you got to be in it to win it. Literally less than 2 days. We're on a day now, so definitely make sure to click the link in the description. Sign up completely free to enter it. There's up to 5 ways to enter it as well, so you can increase your raffle chances. As you guys can see, +2, that's the amount of entries you'll get. Otherwise, let's move on to the market specifically. As you guys can see, top 10 cryptocurrencies, everything for the most part is starting to kind of cap off and start to die down. You can see the markets are slowly moving lower and lower and lower, pretty much all across. Everything looks, for the most part, fairly similar to Bitcoin and the other cryptos. And that's kind of what I want to speak about. I want to start off with Bitcoin. We'll look at the other cryptocurrencies. I know hopefully a lot of you guys made some pretty good profit. I actually took out about half of my position, and basically my stop loss entered, and I was able to get profit at around 92.50 in that region. That's where my stop loss went off, and it sold off my position, and I basically cashed out and liquidated because that was a very high point. We were overbought completely, and I'll discuss more about that in a second. We are still currently overbought, and I do think that we're pretty much going to start to pull back in the next couple of days, and I want to kind of touch upon that. But obviously, DueDEX is a great platform to check out. This is what I've been using to buy long, sell short, as well as leverage trade money. So, if you guys aren't yet signed up for DueDEX, I highly recommend you take advantage of this. It is completely free to enter, and they do offer sign-up bonuses that you can pretty much trade around with and not worry about losing money. So that's a pretty cool bonus that they have involved in the DueDEX account too. So definitely make sure to check that out. The link is in the description. And as we know, the stop loss did trigger, so we did sell off. So in the next couple of videos, as we get a better understanding of what exactly is happening within the market, we will then kind of fix or potentially buy into the market once again, figuring out whether or not we're going to buy long or short. And I've been updating Patreon, so if you have me on there, you guys have been updated, and you will get some more important updates in the near future due to the fact that this is a very, very, very volatile, crazy time for the market. So definitely check out there too, because that is where I post all of my trades as well as positions for DueDEX and things like that. So this is really what I wanted to show you. The past couple of days on the channel, as you guys know, we can literally just scroll back all of these videos. We've been looking at Bitcoin on its daily and then its 4-hour. But just a couple of days ago, somebody actually, or I was actually on a Facebook group, and I saw some very interesting trades and some very interesting chartings, and I was like, interesting, I got to check this out. So I actually made a few tweaks to my chart, and I just kind of, looked at things from a weekly standpoint, and I was fairly amazed as to what exactly was going on with the market that I didn't necessarily see before. Check this out. This seems to be a massive symmetrical triangle forming right now. You can see these massive movements right here as the market is slowly consolidating. And when you check this out, you can see exactly where the end point is, which is in March, which is literally over a year, or about a little less than a year. But ultimately, this is a very interesting, beautiful chart that I didn't really talk about in the near future. You can see basically our uptrend here where we've, basically retested the market at 2017, 2019, 2020, eventually 2021, and you can also see the resistance where we attacked it in 18, 19, 20, and so on and so forth, and it has been holding extremely well. And when you look at this, which I didn't notice in the past, we can fairly understand that we're probably due to see some consolidation right now. We may head up a little bit higher, but for the most part, we're due for some consolidation. We look good though on the weekly. We look good though on the relative strength index. You can see we're starting to have a bullish cross on the weekly on the MACD, which is great news, and that's probably what's going to lead us up a little bit higher, but you can see why exactly we are starting to consolidate down. So you can see with the downtrend, we've retested this numerous times, and as we're testing it right now, we're starting to correct lower. Now, obviously, this weekly candle is not over just yet. It ends in about 3 days and 5 hours, so there is definitely a good chance we can either have this candle for this week or even start a new candle for next week, come where we end up retesting $9,600. There's a very good chance within the next couple of days we'll probably build up more volume and retest the $9,600 resistance, the downtrend right here, and then we are pretty much set to kind of consolidate back down. And it would be fairly smart, or at least the way the market looks, especially now that we've been consolidating even more so, that if we do retest this uptrend right here, this downtrend, this resistance, there's a good chance we're going to open up a short position due to the fact that every time we've hit it in the past, we end with major, consolidation to the downside. So if we end up hitting the $9,400 to $9,600 resistance again, which I do believe it will, after breaking these two resistance bands, there's a good chance we could fall. We could really ultimately see another $5,600, Bitcoin again before we see some ultimate, big break in prices. And I don't want you guys to, forget about this. We are hitting a major resistance. I definitely want to know what you guys think about this because it's huge and it makes total sense and it is very obvious. I wasn't aware of this. I didn't scale out a little bit, but now seeing this, we are capped off at 96. So I don't think we're really going to go any higher. If we did, it's only temporary for about a week, and then we'll consolidate lower. So it is definitely very risky if you decide to invest higher than the wick above here, which would currently be about 96.50. Anything above that is extremely risky to trade in, and ultimately you can see for the most part we end up consolidating downwards. I mean, it is great we broke through the middle moving average, but the way things appear is that it's probably going to consolidate back down. Even on the daily, you can see exactly what's happening. We are hitting that resistance, numerous resistances. There's a chance we could head up higher and retest that as we've done in the past here, but eventually it's probably going to lead to a downtrend where we could fall all the way down to the 5,000s again. So just be patient, be aware of this, and that we may need to be using our short tool on DueDEX in the near future if we do decide to retest this resistance. There's a very high chance we're going to short this all the way down. This is probably the end of the uptrend of the higher lows like we've been setting, eventually hitting that resistance and then pulling lower. Now, to look at the other cryptocurrencies before we wrap up today's video, same thing applies with Bitcoin, that applies with XRP. We're in the uptrend, we're hitting the middle moving average, the same overbought, we're having that same uncertainty, same things happening here. There's a good chance Bitcoin and XRP are going to act very similarly as they are in sync. Now, just because Bitcoin is a little bit overbought and XRP isn't, this may be about the lowest it's going to go for right now, probably retest the middle moving average, trade out sideways for a little bit, and then we'll see what's going to happen. But honestly, I urge you to move your stop losses up a little bit higher, sell out. We're conservative traders. Personally, I'm no financial advisor, but I sold out my positions. I liquidated my stop loss hit and I sold it off. So I took that profit and I'm getting ready to buy back in when the market presents itself, because that's what we do. We wait for these movements and then we buy in. We were waiting this long for the consolidation to end. We waited for the pop, and that is the exact pop we're talking about, and that's where we profit off of. Same thing's happening with Litecoin. Looks bearish. We're hitting that middle moving average, not breaking bullish through that. Good chance it can consolidate lower. Same thing goes for Ethereum, hitting its resistance at 226. Uncertainty again, as we are seeing within every single crypto. The uncertainty, the consolidation. There's a good chance we may flip a little bit higher the next day or two, retest that resistance again. But ultimately, I do think we're going to enter a potentially short-term bearish market for the next couple of weeks. So definitely make sure to check that out. I'll show you guys this one more time. Definitely, pay attention to it, because this is very accurate. If you check out what exactly could happen, this could easily lead us into the next couple of months of bear market before we see any sort of sudden surge all the way up to the 12,000, 15,000 price range. So definitely check this out. Otherwise, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Remember to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. Take part in the giveaway, 35 hours remaining, free to enter. Definitely check it out, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.